you learn about your team today?
What did you say?
I'm sorry, what did you learn about your team today? What did you see?
I learned that we're really still young and inexperienced. I thought in the first half, we started man. I thought we were aggressive. The big thing we wanted to do is we wanted to defend without fouling. I thought for the most part we did a good job. Got into the zone. We did a good job. We tried to hold them. One of our goals is 5 threes or less. We held them to 4. A couple, they were able to make a couple late in the clock. And so we got to clean that up. That can't happen anymore. And so I thought we did a good job in the first half. Second half, they did a good job moving the ball. We missed some shots, and they made them. And I was unhappy with the 8 3-pointers in the second half. To me, I was a little frustrated with the defensive part, because that's what we have to be able to be great at. We have the potential to be great at that. And so we've got to clean that up. But I was happy about getting a lot of guys a lot of opportunities. Marcus, I wish I would have got a lot more opportunities, but he had bashed his teeth in, so he couldn't play in the second half. But getting those guys some experience and some time was a good thing.
Marcus, okay?
Yeah, his teeth, and so I don't know what's going to happen. They just said I couldn't play in the second half.
It does seem as if, other than the 3-point shooting, that you guys really sort of limited what they could do offensively. You forced 22 turnovers. So other than the 3-point shooting, was that about it as well as you wanted to play on the defensive end?
No, the turnovers were great. I was disappointed in the second half. I think it's human nature sometimes when you have a lead to I wouldn't say slack off. You got to give them a lot of credit because they move the ball really good. They're a very good offensive team. Jasinski's got a quick release. He can really shoot the basketball. But just like in our exhibition against TCU, we wanted to stop Bain. We wanted to stop those guys, and we ended up having big games. The one thing that our teams last year and the year before is we were able to really target guys and make it more difficult on them. So, happy in the first half, got to get a lot better. Second half wasn't good.
You were able to play a lot of guys. Is it realistic to go that deep?
I'm more than likely not going to go that deep. And that sometimes happens with rhythm of the game and different things like that. But for the most part, these kids came in and did a decent job. I think Raekwon Battle's got that great shooting touch. BPJ came in. Shows some really good signs. It's just the consistency. Nate comes in and brings really good energy on the defensive end. I was really happy. I thought, Jamal Bay coming off the bench, he set the tone. We were doing really good. We were kind of right there. He came in and kind of blew the game open in the first half. I think we have that potential from a lot of people, especially coming off the bench.
Do you think you'll still go with that same lineup going forward, or because of what Jamal did tonight, will it get?
No, I think it's good. It's good to have that guy who can come in. He can play multiple guard positions. I wanted to play 3 guys at the point guard position tonight. I wanted to play Elijah. I wanted to play him, and I wanted to play Marcus. Marcus would have played a lot more minutes in the second half to give him some experience. But for the most part, I like what we're doing right now.
What stands out to you the most about Jamal's development, really starting from the end of last year and then coming into this season?
The coaching staff did a great job. Last year, it was really frustrating for him for a long period of time, and our staff just kept working with him, talking to him, building his confidence, and he just kept getting better and better. He was actually really, really productive in the most meaningful games against the best competition. And so it's just a translation of all that hard work. He's comfortable. I felt even at the beginning of the game, some of the younger guys, Elijah, they're so amped. Like they haven't, you gotta, sometimes as a coach, I get really, really frustrated, but the reality of it is he played, 10 minutes last year total. And so this is all new to him, and being in that gymnasium, hearing the dog pack cheer for you, it's an interesting dynamic, but for the most part, I was happy.
Coach Brian, you got a tee at the end of the game, you got a little fired up. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't like our guys to show, I like them to show emotion, but positive emotion. I don't, condone it. I love that Nate Roberts went over and grabbed him, pulled it back. I love that BP is playing emotional, but you can't show your frustration or get in somebody's face like that. You just can't do that.
Like there was some times early in the game where you would be in zone and you'd switch the man out on a dead ball, or you did a lot of mixing and matching. Is that one of those gut things that you're just kind of working with on your own?
I'm also trying to train them to see how they learn and if they can do it, and we can make stuff on the fly, because these are opportunities where you could switch. Are they communicating? Are they talking? Are they helping each other? That's the biggest part on defense, is communication. And so we did a lot of mixing and matching. I'd like to play, I can play certain lineups that are really good man-to-man lineup. I can put in the bigger guys and we can be huge. I can put in a small lineup. And I think you saw a lot of those different lineups tonight. And you're just going back and just trying to figure out what's our best strategy and who are our best players to beat this team. It's going to be the next team. Our first game is going to be Baylor. This is how we beat them, and this is who's going to play.
Does the basic fundamental in terms of playing defense change though in that? Like when you're teaching them in practice, like, hey, we gotta play defense regardless of who you put out there?
Our biggest thing is we try to make it as simple as possible, so there's not a lot of confusion. We have a few rules, how our style of man-to-man, how we're going to play. I'm not going to share them with you.
No.
But for the most part, we have lineups. We have a lot of length. You're going to have lineups in there that are very athletic and very long, and that can really hurt a lot of teams. And so we got to use it. It's a weapon for us. We've got to use it. Just how much, time will tell.
How did you think Jaden looked in his debut tonight?
You know what? I thought he's so unselfish. They only have him for 3 assists. I think he had more. He made so many just good plays, helping each other, extra passes. Defensively, he flies around. He's got a great IQ. He made the one block when they had a high-low. I thought that was a big energy changer. Those types of plays are just, they get the crowd going. You're flying. They think they have a layup, and you've got him flying out of nowhere. So I thought he looked great in his debut. Comfortable.
Could you tell that his length was bothering them early?
Oh yeah. I have to do it sometimes in practice, and I'm like, oh my! I feel like I'm getting swallowed by Moby the Dick. I'm over there. You see this mouth coming at you, and I'm over there trying to pass the ball. He's flying, and we got a lot of length. I mean, Jamal Bay's big, Nas Carter's big, Amir Wright's big. We got Isaiah Stewart is 7'5" wingspan, BPJ 7'7" wingspan, Sammy Timmons. We're big. We got a big team.
How did Isaiah look in his debut then?
Yeah, you guys he's going to be as consistent as any player in America. I think, you go in there and he's getting banged and hit, last week, and he practices so hard. I got to do a good job managing him because he plays so hard. I got to keep him rested in and out of the game, but he just does everything right. He's a beast. He's on the glass. He's running the court. He anchors your defense, and the greatest thing about these kids is they always think they could be better. It's like today, it can be frustrated. I got to play better. That's great. That's what championship programs do. That's what championship people do, and that's all Isaiah Stewart is.
When you've got Sam in there, you mentioned getting Isaiah a little bit of a rest. Does that give him a little bit of a rest with Sam in there, that he's not getting beat up as much?
Yeah, I play him at he gets about, he's going to get about 10 minutes at the 4, and he's going to get 20 minutes at the 5, and so, playing multiple positions. So one, he's on the perimeter. He's a really good shooter, and a really good passer.
What does he prefer?
Winning.
Wow.
So if you want me to put him at the 1, I'll put him at the 1. I don't know if I want him at the 1, but he just wants to win.
What made Jamal so effective from beyond 3 tonight, given he had 3 made?
He's been working. And you know what it is? When the ball's moving, the ball's being shared, and you're getting step-in shots. That's when you shoot a high percentage. That's when it becomes contagious. He looked really, really good tonight. He was the difference. He came in and changed the game.
Was the free throw shooting going to be a sore spot? Did you anticipate that?
Listen, it's one of those games. First time there, we're in there balling. These guys are good shooters. They make them all the time. I don't. It's one. Sometimes you have that night. Tonight was that night. You just can't have too many of those nights.
Couple more guys.
Do you think you guys are ahead of last year, or?
No, I don't think we are. I think we still have. It goes back to Matisse and those guys wouldn't have let them have 12 threes. You know what I mean? First year when we played St. Martin, they did. Last year they had SPU had a great game against us, but the 3-point line we've historically last year we did a really good job taking away the 3. And so it's still a learning process. I think the talent level is, huge, but there's still a lot of plays that we're making that you can't make in big games. And I tell them, I'm like, I hate to be so tough for the way that I'm going to coach, but I'm going to coach like you guys are veterans and 4-year players. It's just the way it is.
What did it mean to see Travis Rice knocked down that 3 at the end of the game? I know it's a
Kid works hard. Our guys, some of our players, Travis being one, they work so hard, and they make our other players better every day. For them to get that opportunity to come out and hit a shot, I mean, the guys, he works on his shot just as much as our starters. He's out there working, so to see that was pretty cool.
Great, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Coach, thanks all.